What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Awfully Silly. Now, this is the show, of course, if you haven't seen us before, where we like to feature games that could be found on your favorite block of any main GDQ, which is, of course, the awful and or the silly block. My name is Konception. I'm your host of the show, and today we got a lovely show with a lot of fun movie tie-in games coming up for you. First, of course, we want to go over a few announcements just to make sure that we are indeed good to go. First, Frost Fatale's 2023 prize submissions are now open. So if you're interested in submitting some prizes, you can go on over to GamesDoneQuick.com for more information, or you can use !prizes in the Twitch chat to submit your prizes. Additionally, some other fun things going on. We have Unapologetically Black and Fast. That's going to be coming up on February 11th through the 12th. What you can do there is you can celebrate some black excellence in speedrunning coming up next month in February. Use !UBAF in Twitch chat for more information. And if you want to just see what GamesDoneQuick is up to, use !links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. And that's how you can stay up to date with it. But without further ado, yes, we are in the Awfully Disney episode tonight, and we're going to be kicking it off with I think an underappreciated, maybe even I would say gem of a game, which is Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and it's going to be run by PlayerGameSK. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, I'm PGSK, aka Mikey, and yeah, this is Atlantis, The Lost Empire for PS1, and there's like a 5-minute tutorial level where there's plenty of space to talk, so I guess we could just jump right into it.
Sounds great. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna back out of the options menu, and 3, 2, 1. Go.
Best of luck.
Thank you. So, yeah, as I said, the first level is also... first of all, I should mention that the dialogue audio is gonna be a bit rough because I'm playing this on a PS2 on fast disk speed, and for some reason the dialogues just get ruined by it, so hopefully it's not too bad. It shouldn't really be an issue past this level because most other dialogue is skippable. Just for some reason, with more things, he needs to show a grown man how to do basic movement stuff. That seems real. So, yeah, just some basic actions.
Now I have to ask, as somebody who plays this game, it seems like you've held record in several of the categories, if not all of them at some point. Is this a game that you played because you enjoyed the movie, just something that you played as a child? What spawned the love for this game?
I played it as a kid. We had it on PS1 and played it a lot with my brother. And it was back when we didn't even have like internet or anything, so we would get stuck on, and well, like English is not my native language, and I didn't speak it back then, so like even when the game specifically told me what to do, I wouldn't know because I didn't understand. So I got stuck on some really basic stuff.
That's all right. I think we've all been there. Especially with these older games. They can be quite confusing.
Yeah. Okay. Missed. I can break that chest before he starts talking, but kind of missed it. Not much of an issue. It's kind of hard to like lose a lot of time on this level because it's not very eventful, to say the least. We, like, for the most part, just, well, I would say listen to dialogue, but as you can hear, there's there's not much we can listen to. But yeah, it does make loading screens faster, so there's no reason not to use it for speedruns. Just like most PS1 speedruns use fast disk speed on PS2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm really not a fan of all this dialogue not being skippable, especially since the second level has a really hard trick that's kind of RNG, and I reset to it a lot when I'm like grinding. So okay.
Yeah, games that have such a brutal start can take up so much time. Just to have to reset on the first main trick you do, that's always brutal. There are a few games that I've seen like that.
Yeah, because I remember when I started running this game, there was like one big trick, which is still like the biggest trick in the run, because well, this is all levels, so we don't actually skip any levels, but in any percent there's a trick that skips 2 entire levels that are some of the longest levels in the game. So it's like that skip has existed for a while, but after I started playing the game, I found an out of bounds strat in pretty much every level except for some of the auto-scrollers, which obviously there's not much to exploit there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think if I do say so myself, that I've managed to make the game like pretty interesting to speedrun, because like before it was basically like about hitting one trick. Now there's like a major trick in most of the levels. Speaking of which, we are coming up on the first one. There is no guarantee I'm gonna get it, because it's pretty difficult, but I'll try. So I'm gonna slow down here, because that allows me to skip that cutscene a little quicker. I think it makes too much of a difference, but okay, now let me try position this barrel. Okay, should be right. The worst thing is that I can only push that barrel forward, so if I push it too far forward, I'm not able to pull it back. So yeah, but basically what I'm trying to do is run in between the barrel and the smoke and get pushed out the wall on the right, because then I can use an interesting mechanic to skip pretty much the entire level. But yeah, I hope I can get it. Just gonna... I picked up the first aid kit, so I have a few more attempts. But yeah, it's kinda RNG, to be honest. There is not too much I can do apart from positioning the barrel correctly, and I'm pretty sure it should be good. Should be possible, but yeah, I'm just gonna, if it ends up kidding me, then I'll have to do the level normally, because most of the time, like, something seems to change that it doesn't allow you to do the trick anymore, and it will just push you over to the other side of the smoke. Yeah, I only have a few more attempts. I might have to actually do the level.
Come on, Milo, show us how it's
normally.
done. Yeah, I can see how frustrating it is, because it seems like it shoots you back. Oh!
Oh. Okay. Hopefully I can get it. Now I'm falling through the map, if it's like not too obvious. I'm gonna try and focus on getting it, then I'll try to explain it, if that's okay. Because it's pretty difficult to get back in bounds. There we go. Okay, I made it on pretty much the last attempt I had. So
incredible.
I'm not saving too much overdoing the level normally, but still saving like a minute and a half almost. So, I mean, I got to show off the trick, so I'm glad. But yeah, basically what happened there is when you're out of bounds like that, and you either open your inventory or pause and unpause the game, for some reason it makes you start falling through the map. And since there's like no death trigger, because obviously you're never meant to be there, you can fall through the map, and for some reason you like loop through at the bottom and start falling back from the top, so you can make your way to the end of the level, and then you just have to get to the correct spot to clip back in bounds, which is harder than it seems, because the physics there is like really slippery. But yeah, I like you have more attempts at that, because as I said, you can pretty much just keep falling through the map infinitely, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, to be honest, I didn't have much hope for that after so many, like, because I spent a while there. That would probably be a reset already, but if I was doing actual attempts, but yeah.
Yeah, if you had to guess, how often does that trick fail when you're trying to do attempts? Like, how often do you have to reset there?
I mean, like, a lot, because sometimes I'll just push the barrel too far, and that's like immediately a reset, because as I said, you can't pull it back. So and there's like a specific spot that I aim for, and then just slightly more forward, and sometimes the slight input just decides to be a big chunky input, and it ends up not being able to work. So yeah, it's definitely like, I'd say it's one of the worst strats that I currently do in this run, but there's plenty more.
Much to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah, but this is if it wasn't obvious enough, mostly or pretty much an auto-scroller after the boss fight. One thing, I guess, is that when you spam the X button, you shoot a little faster than just holding it, so that's useful for the boss fight, but other than that, you are pretty much just trying not to die, which is pretty difficult here when you like know the level. So yeah, and we are pretty much at the end because this is the last collectible. If anyone's wondering, that's Atlantean for Atlantis, and getting all of those letters unlocks a cutscene for the level in bonus features. But since we are not doing Hando, we don't really care about unlocking bonuses. Anyway, so a cove. Now, if this was any percent, we would be doing a big skip that I mentioned before that skips 2 whole levels. But since this is all levels, we are gonna be doing said 2 levels and then doing the skip. So yeah, because this is like pretty much any percent with 2 extra levels. Like I thought it made sense to, because especially since there were some cool strats found in these levels, it made sense to have a category that actually plays them, even though you don't have to at all. Obviously Hando has to play them because you have to get the collectibles, but like any percent doesn't. So yeah, this was the first time I swapped characters. Now that I think about it, I should be swapping characters in Ulysses, but since we did the skip, we didn't really have to. And yeah, as you can see, she has a different weapon, that like a long range gun that obviously Milo wouldn't be able to shoot the stalactite like that, or these.
Does she also move faster, or is that my imagination?
A second. Okay, that was close. That's like an optimization I came up with like a day ago, just skipping 2 platforms there instead of 1. I think that's 2 platforms, but yeah, I don't think she should move faster, but maybe? Honestly, I didn't really like. I know there's jump height differences between some of the characters and I guess speed, but I don't know if that character in particular is any different to Milo. Apart from the weapon, obviously. Okay, grab the ledge, please. But yeah, basically we have to change characters around in different places because there's stuff that like only a particular character can do, like shooting the symbols for the platforms or the stalactites. Like Milo wouldn't be able to do that. Now this Atlantean thing that somehow makes the floor just crumble. The only Milo can do that because he like speaks Atlantean, I think, kind of. I think that's how it was in the movie.
Yeah, I forget. It's been a bit since I've seen it, but now I want to go back and watch it now.
Yeah, speaking of the movie, the cutscenes in between the levels. So you may have noticed that it's basically parts of the movie. So that's, I mean, it's not all of it is. I know there's one cutscene that's like 2 parts of the movie, like meshed together, kind of. It's like shortened. It's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, we have a little chase here. Luckily, for the most part, we can just jump along this wall on the left, except for one part which is coming up right here. You can jump right over that, but sometimes you get stuck on it and it may be too late. So it's best to play it safe and just avoid it entirely. But yeah, now we are coming up on another funny little out of bounds strat that hopefully isn't gonna take too many attempts. It's not one of my favorites, to say the least, but
hopefully a little more forgiving than the last.
Yeah. Come on. Basically, I'm trying to clip into the statue there. I have a funny story about this, but I'm first gonna try and get it before I talk about that. Come on.
Oh geez, yeah, that one's particularly brutal because to have to reset it, you have to go so far out of your way too.
Yeah, because yeah, I can't climb back up as this character, so yeah. Okay, there we go. Now I got the compass. And yeah, so basically I discovered that this was possible as a kid by a complete accident. Basically, the intended way to do the level is to get either this guy or Audrey, which is the girl with the gun that we played as before, and go into like a dark room where we have to find a lever and then continue from there. And what we used to do as like with my brother basically was get the mole guy at that same radio and then jump down. And one day as I jumped down, I jumped straight inside of the statue. So obviously, like back then, I didn't know how the out of bounds stuff like works. So I thought I was stuck, but if that didn't happen, I honestly don't think I would ever like think of trying something like that. So it's funny how years later that knowledge helped in like basically coming up with a speedrun strat. Anyway, this is the second skippable level that yeah, we pretty much have to do like almost entirely. There's some funny strats at the end, but for the most part we just have to do it regularly. So okay, now we are gonna get another character that we haven't used yet. That's Winnie, the demolitions guy, as the tutorial at the start explained to us. Okay, lava monster didn't notice me, that's nice. Okay, that jump there is a little tight, but it helps because now when I'll go back, the platform is still here. If I used it on my way there, it would sink down into the lava, and then I would either have to wait or make the risky jump back. And honestly, I feel like it's slightly easier on my way there. So yeah, that's like a tiny little thing. Okay, so we blow those up. Now we have to go over here first, because to progress we need to... This might be a little... Oh, okay. I thought that's a little too far away, but it's fine. But yeah, to progress the level we need 2 red crystals. We already have 1. Up here is the second one. So one thing that I don't really understand, like, for anyone who's seen the movie, you know that Milo is pretty much like the weakest character out of all of them, but for some reason in this game they like gave him the ability to climb and to like push big objects, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, not with those characters.
Yeah, and there's characters that should be able to do those things, and they just aren't. So it's just weird. And like some of the books that you may see lying around, they are like tutorial books pretty much, where Milo's voice actor basically tells us how to play the game, and in one of them he says something like agile characters like Milo and Vinny can push objects or something like that, and it's like, I don't really think Milo's too agile, if you ask me, but but you know, who am I to say that? Okay, I kind of missed, but that was a calculated snipe.
Yeah, RNG manipulation. That's...
Yeah, so here this is, I guess, meant to be like a puzzle, but you pretty much just get every other one of these and can just go. It's always the same, so yeah, it's not hard to remember. But for anyone wondering, if you get the wrong one there, the head in the middle shoots a fireball at you, which funnily enough can be pretty easily dodged. So if you are like bored, you can just mess around with it. Anyway, here's a large area where we should normally be doing a ton of stuff, but we can just skip right past it and go towards the end, since all of that is just to get the fire gem, which we don't actually need. Ah, come on. Okay, there's a fast cycle I can make here, where I can reach that elevator, but I pretty much have to go through that part perfectly, and since that guy hit me, I couldn't get it anymore. So it's alright, it's not too bad. Like, loses a couple seconds definitely, but yeah, we are coming up on another out of bounds strat. That's... I'm gonna grab a checkpoint there just in case, because this one is a little scary. So I'm meant to jump over to a platform here and go that way, but hopefully I can Nice. Okay.
Oh.
I can jump out of bounds because there should be an invisible wall there, but there isn't. So I can do that. And now I'm just making my way towards the end of the level, where I'm just gonna land right into it. Nice. Okay, that's great that I got that first try, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be saving time with that. I'm pretty sure you have one attempt at it, otherwise you won't be saving time over just doing that part normally. But yeah, so normally we are meant to get 2 gems from each of the trial levels, so we can get inside of a cave here to open up a door and get a part for a machine. Yeah, what we can do is just clip out of bounds once again and just make our way to the end of the level.
I'm detecting a pattern, I feel like. As long as you can get out of bounds, you can usually get to the end.
Yeah, but there's like 2 levels that have out of bounds where you can't really do anything useful with them. And that's Whitmore's Mansion, the first level, funnily enough. I tried so hard to find something useful there, but unfortunately they really did their homework to like prevent you from skipping anything. So that one doesn't seem to like usable. And yeah, I was gonna say something about, oh yeah, shoutouts to my buddy Saiyans, my co-runner, my guy who unfortunately couldn't make commentary. Because he came up with the compass thing. Like we used to, I came up with most of the out of bounds strats, and it never really dawned on me that we have the compass that we can use to like navigate out of bounds until Science was like, hey, why don't we use this? And it's made a lot of the tricks so much easier.
Yeah, because
you like just point the arrow. I literally have notes in my splits, like where am I supposed to point the arrow of the compass.
Definite shout out to Saiyans. If you happen to watch the last episode of Awfully Silly, Saiyans was running the Grinch right before Christmas time. So yeah, we're a big fan. We're big fans of it.
Yeah, also fun fact, I actually managed to find an like out of bounds in this level, believe it or not, like a few days ago, but it doesn't seem like it would be too useful. Like maybe it could save a couple seconds, but it's I was considering going for it, maybe, but it's too risky, and honestly I think I might be on a pretty decent pace right now, so yeah, I'm just not gonna risk it.
Don't blame you. Don't need new routing on the fly.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess you can kind of save time here by like cutting corners a little bit. but yeah, there's nothing. As long as you don't die, it's pretty straightforward. I remember not being great at this level as a kid, but I mean, I've played it a lot since then, so it's kind of like a relaxing level after all the out of bounds strats that we have to do in the previous ones. And yeah, speaking of, we are right at the end. Okay. Okay, now we are gonna have a platforming level that doesn't actually have crazy out-of-bounds strats for once. Or, well, it does, in fact, but this level works a little differently than the other ones. Basically, there's a death zone, a death trigger, where if you fall off the map, you'll die. So it makes the out-of-bounds stuff a lot harder. It's still possible in some places, but it's definitely not worth it. RTA at the moment. It might be used in like a TAS if one gets made eventually, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be used RTA anytime soon. Because it's really scary and wouldn't even... Okay, that's a nice little thing there. So if I like jump next to some walls, like straight up, and then start holding towards the wall, sometimes it just like slides me all the way to the top, which is only really useful in that part, but it is a thing. And there's a funny one actually, out of bounds in Whitmore's mansion, where it drags you up like a big wall, which I only discovered recently, but obviously, as I said, out of bounds in that level is not really useful, so it's more of just like a funny little thing that exists. But yeah, we are basically just trying not to die here and avoid these guys as much as possible. Sometimes it's difficult because they are really good at aiming, believe it or not. Like, okay, maybe not that one, but like these lizards. Yeah, of course. It's really rare that I don't get hit by at least one of them, because yeah, they're just really good at their job. But yeah, you could have seen there was a room with 4 doors, but 2 of them were locked actually, and we will come back to that. But now we are coming up on yet another out-of-bounds strat that skips an entire level. Hopefully it's not gonna take too long, because it's a funny one that was discovered by a runner accidentally doing it, and then of course yours truly had to lab it out.
I like the mighty fat.
Yeah, that was really good. Now hopefully I can make my way to the end. okay, that's unfortunate, but I can just wait, and when I loop back around, I can land right into the ending. I was kind of lost, and it was like too late when I got where I was meant to get, so the wall stopped me from getting inbounds. But as I mentioned, you can pretty much loop through the map infinitely, so it's not ideal, but it works. But yeah, that definitely isn't as easy as as it looked there. That was kind of lucky that I got it first try. It usually takes a couple tries at least. But yeah, now we are back in Outer Atlantis, but we are starting at a different spot, and we'll also be leaving through a different spot. For anyone wondering, yes, I did find a way to reach the second ending early, but unfortunately the game just gets really confused and it doesn't let you progress. So it doesn't seem like you can skip the revisit. Because yeah, it would play this cutscene and then cut back to gameplay, and you are pretty much stuck there, which is like I don't know why it works that way, but I guess it checks for whether you actually completed Inner Atlantis before letting you progress. I thought it would work, since in like the trial levels you don't have to actually finish and it still lets you complete Kolb, but I guess it just works differently. Anyway, this one is sure is something. It's packed with out of bounds strats, so yeah, gonna try and focus a little bit. So if you have something you wanna say, feel free.
And while we're letting PGSK focus up a little bit here, just wanted to remind everyone, of course, your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support GamesDoneQuick with a GDQ 2023 costs, including the hotel cancellation costs. So please consider subscribing to help support GamesDoneQuick. We appreciate
it. Okay, so yeah, basically these doors open and close just slow enough for us to be able to exploit them and pretty much get out of bounds through any of them, which is really useful in breaking this level. Like, I'm skipping huge parts of the level here. Just need to be careful because there's a lot of spots which can essentially soft lock you. Okay, not gonna lie, it got me a little scared there because normally I just land right onto the platform I landed on, but luckily it worked out. What? Okay, I've never had this happen before. Okay, as long as I'm still here, okay, there is a way to get back in bounds You just need to land on something. I don't know why I just fell straight through the ground there, but okay, not gonna lie, I'm a little lost here. Okay, this is not what I had in mind, but we are back in bounds, so yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah, the best planned runs always have to go awry somehow. So. Oh,
yeah,
call that the GDQ luck.
It's yeah, it's not too ideal though, because ideally I wanna have an item here that I was meant to pick up in that room. So I need to go back there. I mean, if anything, I was able to make my way back in bounds because, I mean, worst case scenario, I have a memory card prepared with like plenty of backup saves. So like, worst case, I would use that, but yeah, I've never had it launch me back out of bounds like that, not gonna lie. But yeah, I need to make my way back into the room. Yeah, that's what I meant, because there's some spots that just make you fall through the map like on their own. You don't even have to like pause the game or anything, hence why you kind of have to know. But since I never like got to that place where it launched me, I wasn't really prepared for that. But yeah, that's the item we wanted from that room. Okay, at least this cooperated.
That was schwanky. I wasn't expecting that little clip there.
Yeah, as I said, we can exploit like pretty much all of these doors to clip out of bounds like that. On some of them it's a little scarier than others, because sometimes you just want to get into a specific, like either the left or the right one, and if it clips you into the other one, it can be a little scary, but yeah. Okay, unfortunately, I guess that's PB pace dead, but
I know you said you're on good pace. I didn't know PB pace was on the table still. Dang, that's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done another out of bounds there, but that's one that can be really scary if I clip into the wrong door, so I'm just gonna do this normally. So yeah, we basically walked past the end of this level a couple times now, but since the trigger is not there yet, we have to fill up these fountains first. Okay, so the enemies have spawned here. That's not a huge fan of that, but okay, please. Okay, cool. So the last one is a little broken. Fortunately, we have... Okay, let me line up. Cool, okay. We have our ways of water that we can fill it up with from out of bounds. And now we make our way straight to the ending. Oof, okay, yeah, that was rough. That lost a couple minutes.
That's all right. It was impressive
Yeah.
how you were able to kind of save that, though, as opposed to, like, you know, kind of throwing in the towel and saying, like, oh, well, restart the level or get a backup save. So well done on that.
Yeah, the worst thing is you can't really restart the level in this game because it only allows you to quit to menu, like the main menu. So I would have to, like, if I was really lost and had no way to recover, I would have to use a backup save, which would make the run invalid, but at least I could finish still. But yeah, that wasn't the backup I was thinking of in that level, but ended up working out. I mean, and of course I do this first try after that.
all of these tricks first try, just to taunt you a little bit.
Yeah, the speedrunning experience. So yeah, we essentially made our way to the end of the level, but this is like one of the levels that has, like, the end of the level is at the start, but we have to, like, fulfill certain requirements to be able to finish the level. And in this one's case, it's finishing a broken mosaic by collecting 3 parts and putting them back together. So we have to do that. But yeah, this one I also kind of figured out as a kid. I know I was messing at because, like, the end of the level is near the start, as I said, and I was messing with it there, and I think I figured out that you can get out of bounds. So when I was, like, looking for tricks and stuff, I, like, remembered that. It was like, maybe we could use that, and so we did. It's not as easy as it looked there, just saying. It's actually kind of difficult and can be really bad, but obviously I guarantee you, if I got Secret Swim, like, perfectly, this wouldn't be as easy, but you know.
Yeah, you can't have it all,
classic.
Right? You can't have all the tricks go really well.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a GOAT, so cool. At least I have, like, at least the game gave me something after that. And now it's, like, that was the last difficult strat of the run. Now it's an auto-scroller and the last boss fight, so after that it's like, yeah, there's nothing really difficult coming up, to put it simply, unless I crash this flying Atlantean thing somewhere over here, but hopefully that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, apart from that little mishap in Secret Swim, I would say the run went pretty well. I got to show off pretty much all of the strats that I wanted to, and most of them went about as well as can be expected.
Yeah.
Secret Swim is usually pretty consistent for me, but obviously you have to have a little that never happened before thing on a marathon run.
Not a GDQ run if something doesn't happen. If something happens that hasn't happened before.
Something sure has to happen. But yeah, since I'm kind of doing an auto scroll right now, if anyone's like maybe interested in giving this game a shot, I have a couple of like tutorials and stuff. I might need to update some of them because some of the strats might be a little outdated by now, but yeah, you can check out speedrun.com/ATLE for Atlantis The Lost Empire. And yeah, we'll definitely be happy to see new runners. Because, as I said, I'm really happy about the fact that even though some of these strats are maybe not the funniest thing to like grind, it's definitely like great to have been able to contribute so much to a speed game. To like come up with so many strats and stuff, and actually make the speedrun like really interesting, if I say so myself. Alright, so the final boss fight consists of two parts. The first one is making Helga, who likes to do that recently, like a lot. She never really did, but recently she started to, I don't know why. But yeah, basically we need her to shoot 4 of these engines. As she shoots the last one, she just collapses and dies for some reason.
Classic.
She just can't handle the shame, I guess. And yeah, now we need to hit Rourke, the actually bad guy, even though we thought he was a good guy at the start. The classic twist. And as his health reaches 0, that's where time is, so it's gonna come up pretty shortly. Okay, and time.
Well done.
55, 53 apparently.
Yep, that looks about right. Well, very, very well done there. This is a funny story. The reason why I wanted to pick this game was my partner is a huge fan of this game. She was talking about how much she played it as a kid. I had recently gotten her a copy for Christmas, and then I went and looked at the run and saw all of these incredible out of bounds that you do, and I was like, wow, this needs to be on the show. So I am very thankful that you were able to come here and put on an incredible showcase.
Yeah, I really wanna thank you for like contacting me and asking me to be on. I'm honored, honestly.
Oh well, honor is ours for sure. Well done.
And yeah, it was great to be able to show this game off, because I don't think it has been showed off on many marathons so far. And yeah, as I said, I think the run was more than I could have hoped for, honestly. So yeah, I'm happy. And yeah, well, yeah, here we have the last cutscene, and then there's the credits, and that's that pretty much. Yeah, I don't know if you wanna like check me out, then I'm on twitch.tv/PlayerGameSK. I play this game a bunch recently, and also a lot of other games. I don't really focus on like one game all the time. I play a bunch of stuff, so yeah, I'll appreciate all the like if you'll stop by or anything.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone, be sure to give PlayerGameSK some love after this incredible run. Anything else you want to say before we get set up for the next one?
I mean, shoutouts to the Czechoslovak speedrunning community, where I made a bunch of friends, and yeah, I like thanks to them I can, or like I have a lot of motivation to do all these runs and stuff. So yeah, also shout outs to the Atlantis community for being great and all, and I'm rambling here, so that's it from me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, PlayerGameSK, for joining us. And for everyone out there, we're going to take a very quick wellness break. Be sure to stretch, walk around, take some time to look in any oceans and see if you can find any underwater civilizations. And we will see you in just a few short moments with our next run.
See ya.